Good morning, church family. Good to see everyone. As you make your way to your seats and let your conversations come to a natural close, I get the honor today to introduce let me just say it like this. I've met thousands of people throughout my life. Thousands. And I get to introduce you to my favorite person on planet Earth. So, without further ado, my wife, Sarah Denbo. So, Sarah, it has been an honor that you shared your life with me. I love raising kids with you. You teach me so much every day, and I'm going to pray for you. Jesus, your will be done. And so we come before your throne of grace. I lift up your daughter, Sarah, to you and ask for your will to be done, that your peace would cover her. In your name. Amen.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Sarah. What an introduction. He's also my favorite person I've ever met on planet Earth. I just want to say that it is an absolute privilege that I'm totally humbled and honored to share this space with you today. Actually, I feel it in my body, not just in my mind. So honored. If you were with Robbie and I on our last teaching, you can still picture that there's 1,000 chairs of emotion up here with me. That hasn't changed. Anything I share today, I just want to start by saying that I absolutely share it out of my own need. Anything I'm speaking from is something I need that anchors my soul, that is living water for me. It's nothing I've mastered. So have I mastered anything? That's what I wonder most days. It's in practice in my life, but it's something I need, not something I stand outside of, but something I'm inside of, something I'm pulling on the heart of God for. So thank you for the privilege of your listening and your presence this morning. I'm so humbled. Today is a day that we gather in this room and a lot of other rooms today around one word, one name, maybe said very differently. Mother, mom, mama. And I just want to start by saying that I recognize that one word, maybe we all walked through the same doorway of mother, but that opens wildly different worlds on our insides. So many different rooms opened up through one threshold. That we might all be gathered in one room together right now, but we actually might find ourselves in really different internal spaces, really different emotional spaces. Some of us might walk in with deep warmth in our bodies that we can remember her hand on our back. It was certain smells in a kitchen that just said home, where I would be practically wonderfully loved. Food and rest, maybe as a child, maybe as an adult. Lay down, little one. Let's not talk right now. Maybe you can still feel in your body her wrapping you and bringing you into your lap, where she whispers, everything's going to be okay. And your body responds in peace. Potentially that story still lives there, and it also could be married to a new story of grief, of loss. Distance even, maybe geographical. She would still love to meet your needs, but she can't quite get to you very quickly. Maybe it's relational distance. One word, so many different worlds. For some, you walk in with the gratitude, maybe the freshness of motherhood on your skin. Maybe it is a word that you carry as a role. Maybe there's wonder in you at this little being. Maybe in that same space, you're holding your breath, wondering if you're enough, if you'll ever be enough. Maybe in fear, you're running as far away as you can from what you experienced. Or in pressure, you're trying to be her, the one that raised you, knowing that you aren't her. Maybe you walk in with a bit of weariness today, another load of laundry, another dish, teaching the same lesson again, learning the same lesson again. One word, one relationship, really, really different worlds. Maybe you carry both grief and beauty today in the transition of recognizing that the one you love so much has outgrown your holding, that they're moving out of the home. It's beautiful, and yet there's grief there. I say this one really tenderly. Maybe you almost couldn't come here again today through that door and that banner with the kind of longing that's in your heart. One word. Maybe you have anger inside you for something that was said or something that was done. Maybe rage lives somewhere in here for things that weren't done or weren't said. Potentially you're in a wild season of role reversal. The one who's always helped you, who's held you, now needs you. You're trying to figure out how to navigate guiding her while honoring that she's your mother. And yet it's far too soon. You're not ready to not be the one held, to be helped. And maybe none of this lands for you. Maybe you just feel numb, everything inside a bit muted. Mother, mom, okay. Maybe you came through that door, through that banner, but there's something so pressing in your life that you have no attention left for this relationship or this space. This is where I've been as in preparation. The reason I open up, I know that there's hundreds of worlds in this one room, one word, under one banner maybe. This is what I woke up to in the middle of the night and was kept. It was like a compulsion inside me to put words to it. Where does this land? What space, what tenderness is opened up in the heart of another when we say mom? At some point I had to wonder, is this a distraction? Is this my empathizer that's so strong that's just like, I've got to say it, I've got to say the other story? Is it fear that I'll somehow say something that will touch on tenderness and I won't know it? Maybe. But at some point I felt God just interrupt those thoughts. I'd say, this is not a distraction, Sarah. This is where I am. Because I don't have a word prepared for everyone in here. I woke up with each story in this room. I walked in with it. Even now, I don't stand on a stage with a one-size-fits-all word on Mother's Day. I sit with. I am with. So whatever opens up in you, whether it's through that doorway of mother or mom, or whether it's something so other, I just want to bring into our awareness right now that there's an illusion in this room that the most important information today is what's through this microphone, that I have something for you and you need it. I just would say, listen to what's rising in you. That potentially that's the most important thing happening today. If you write something down, would you write that down? A question, a longing, an emotion. That potentially that is where he is meeting you. And if it feels like a burden to keep up with me where I go, where my words are trying to take us, peace, be still. If something serves you today, take it. Please take it. Let it be an anchor like it's an anchor for me. Let it feed you like it's feeding me. But if it doesn't fit, trust the shepherd. I trust the shepherd with what's coming up in you, that he's meeting you there. So as I tried to just sit and gather all the stories that God just seemed to just put a microphone on another heart and say, this is where it lands for this one. This is how they come to this space. This is what's opened in them as they walk through the door of mother. I wondered, like, God, is there something shared? Is there something human? Is there a through line? Is there something underneath all of it? Not the same story, not a shared emotion or experience. Something shared, a starting place. Before any of us had language, before we had conscious memory, we began in the place of utter dependence and need. Mother is the place all of our stories begin. Not our experiences, they diverge pretty quickly from there, but it is the starting place by design. Held before awareness, formed in hiddenness, covered, sustained by someone else's body. Absolutely vulnerable and dependent. Need is the place that we were formed. It's the first place we were always meant to meet love. So maybe dependence doesn't have to be a problem then. Maybe it's a design that we wake up to over and over. And even here, like, I feel it, the stories are so vast right from the start. Safe, unsafe. Wanted, unwanted, held gently, held anxiously. Found myself asking, God, what did you reveal about yourself here? What was made visible in this place about who you are? As I kept asking that questions, I felt like Colossians gave me the words. We're going to read Colossians 1, 15 through 17. He is the image of the invisible God. He's the firstborn of all creation. For by him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible. Whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things were created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. By him, through him, for him, in him all things hold together. It was like I was hearing the echo of the womb. Yeah, by him, through him, for him, all things held in him. The longer I sat with it, I stopped hearing it as something to believe or reach for, to arrive at. That's right, I will be held by him and in him. I will be made for him. But it was like it was commentary on what's real and true. When I meditated on it, I started walking with it. I married it with the fact that God calls himself love itself. So I started to say it like this: by love, through love, for what? For love. Held in what? Held in love, by love, for love, through love itself, held together in love. Not as a believe this and everything is going to feel different or easier, but as a revelation of reality. This is what's true. This is where I have to wonder. I have to believe that this was never supposed to be theology first. This was never supposed to be explained to you before you encountered it. This was supposed to be experienced far before someone tried to get you to understand what it would mean. It was supposed to echo into your very formation, into the hidden work and love and care of another. Oh, that's right. I know what that means. By love. Through love, for love, held in love. So maybe mom was supposed to be the first provision of this. Taste and see the goodness of God. Not understand it and intellectually assent to something. Taste and see my goodness. Not one time, on repeat, over and over. Don't get me wrong, she was never meant to bear the full image of God. She couldn't. But meant to be a guide, a very important, significant guide, pointing to the one in whom all things were made, who they were made for, by, and held in. And if mom reflected this to you, this kind of love, if she pointed at it, then gratitude gets stirred up. If she didn't, if she couldn't or she wouldn't, then that pain pierces with great articulation the longing and need that you feel. And in both of those places, we're invited to meet the one that every mother was only meant to point to. Holy ground, sacred ground, to come face to face with love and taste and see his goodness. For some of us, it was goodness there, and for some of us, we tasted something other. And honestly, mostly it's just not one story. It's not just tragedy or fantasy or romance. It's a human mixture. Often, presence was mixed with pain. Love was mixed with fear. Care was mixed with wild chaos. Rupture was inconsistently mixed with repair. There was real impact with real limitation, human limitation. And the beauty is that God isn't confused by that, and he's not surprised by that. He knows. He woke up with you in that story. He walked in with you in that story. He's with you now in that story. He knows your life. He knows her life, the one that raised you. He knows the one that raised her. This is so cool because this isn't just our story. I'm so struck. I'm absolutely struck by the fact that Jesus was wrapped in human flesh. But in preparation, I'm more struck by the fact that he didn't bypass dependence, show up fully formed, but that he put himself in the womb. That's how he came. In utter helplessness and need. The one who holds all things together allowed himself to be held together by another. The one in whom Mary can do nothing apart from, made himself dependent enough to be able to do nothing apart from her body. Utter wild dependence, and then 30 years of hiddenness. I wonder if you're like me and your mom that leans in and goes, Mary, please tell me, what was it like? Were you perfect? Is that why Jesus is perfect? 30 years of ordinary life and formation, being fed and held, taught and trained. Maybe Jesus got the lesson the first time, every time. Dependent on another, hidden in formation, and then everything, most everything. We have a few comments on that growing up of Jesus, but then when he steps into visibility, in wild power and authority, not imperfectly, absolutely in perfection, which is why he gets to be our perfect theology. Formed, learning, tasting, seeing, growing. When he steps on the scene, the last thing he does is tell us that he does it independently. In fact, he says something totally different. I can do nothing apart from my Father. You know what I do? I do what I see him doing, and I do what I hear him saying. Nothing apart from my Father. He never moves to independence. He moves from helplessness in a womb. And in a maturing, that dependence looks like communion. Not dependence disappearing, but maturing. Communion with, not in passivity. Jesus was not passive, but in great participation. Not without power, with wild power surrendered to another. Communion, not outside of human emotion, fully inside everyone, deeply felt like blood on a brow. From being carried to consciously abiding, choosing holy dependence. Because in the kingdom, maturing, growing, is not outgrowing need. It's knowing where to take our need. Never apart, always with. This is where I take a deep breath. This feels like such good news. I don't know about you, but if you're like me at all, I've slowly through life, mostly subconsciously, picked up this idea that I graduate over and over. One of the definitions of graduation is a successful completion. Again, I'm brought back to this idea of like, have I completed anything? Over and over, a forward moving, never returning graduation, more capable, potentially somewhere I picked up like affected less, needing less. Maybe not always loudly, maybe no one said it explicitly to me, but it was in the water. You did that, now what? More self-sufficient. But in Jesus, something totally other becomes visible, dependence, communion with, nothing apart from him. And if that's true for him, what does that mean for us? If our need doesn't have to be failure or weakness in the way we say it. If our longing, our want, our need for love and to be held isn't a point of failure, but a point of formation. Maybe that ache doesn't mean something's wrong with me. Maybe it means I was made for something. I was made by design and dependence to grow and mature, no doubt. Unto what? Unto communion, unto intimacy, held always in another. Jesus says it plainly to us in John 15:5. I feel like he says it like this. Hey, you're like me. You can't do anything apart from me. You're not different than me. You're like me. Doesn't mean that you haven't felt the impact of your story. You know, I love that Jesus says this, and my first inner thought when he says, you can do nothing apart from me, is like, I know. I'm not trustworthy. Totally. I'm totally with you. And yet, I don't know. He handed me a baby when I was completely untrustworthy. Like his trust is so generous and gracious. Because he never handed me something to go do. He handed me something to participate with. Hey, I made this one. Would you keep it? Would you keep this one for me? Would you take care of it? Would you tend it? Would you cultivate it? Not alone. I'll be with you. This doesn't have to invalidate our lived experience. Maybe it's freedom. This is where I breathe deep. Oh, I don't have to not need you. I don't have to have graduated from here. See, we have a wonderful teacher in creation, often we get insulated from, but it's teaching us this. Oh, you know how growth happens? Seasonally, cyclically, again and again and again. That's how it happens. Maybe even that unearths a weariness you feel. I know, again. There's another side to that coin, and it's that if it's the greatest freedom I've ever experienced, that I'm only ever learning something, practicing, and becoming. There's no arrival. The day we arrive is the day he arrives and meets us face to face. Everything before that is becoming, growth. You're supposed to learn it by tasting and seeing, not understanding and believing. Taste and see the goodness of God. So the question is not whether we have need. We do. Maybe you feel it and maybe you don't today. Maybe some of you, it's from head to toe, I'm in full need. And for others, it feels like, sure, I probably need something. Truth is, we all need. The question is, do you feel free to be honest about it? Do you feel that at this point you should know better, so you better just do better? That it's time, time's up, grace is out. You know better. Do better. There's often a gap, a space between what is true and what you feel, what you've experienced. I'd like to propose that instead of calling that gap failure, that it's a meeting place, that it's holy ground. That if even in this conversation, whether it's through the doorway of motherhood or it's something else pressing in on your life, if you find something burning in you, I would wonder if it's like I picture it like Moses' burning bush. I'm so angry. God whispers, come here. I know. Hey, take your shoes off. Don't clean yourself up. Come here, little one. Little one grown big. Come here, let me hold you. I know your story. I know the impact. You were never meant to do any of this by yourself. I'm so sorry that that's what you feel. God's not standing outside of our stories today, demanding that we believe that we were made by love, for love, through love. We're held in love. He's not like, get there. Come on, get in line. He's saying, I see you. I'm with you. Would you come close and would you taste and see the goodness of God? Would you learn, not in a moment, not all at once, seasonally, cyclically, because we don't get to winter and panic. Uh-oh, it's all over. We've arrived at death. We don't arrive at our becoming and our full fruition, and we don't arrive at winter because in winter we all know. Oh, the bloom is hidden inside this dormancy. Oh, spring is inevitable. Some of us loving each season differently, feeling more comfortable in one or the other, but we all grow the same. Today is not pretending you feel held. Please, please don't rush past grief or pain or gratitude or warmth, wonder. But listen. Listen to the messenger, to the story inside you longing, to be heard, to the thing that's craving presence with you and Jesus. So this is where I'm going to just lead us in an honest confession, a time of confessing our need. I need you, God. Robbie and I say this often, just on repeat in our life. This is not something I come to seasonally, if you want to call that 4 different seasons in a year. This is something I come to more like hourly. Oh, I need you, God. And then I confess something in faith to myself. And I have you. And I do it again and again. Oh, I need you, God. I need you. Even as I say it now, I can feel things rise. What is my need? Where am I dependent on something other than my own willpower, my own ability to perform something in my life? I walk myself over here again and I say, oh, I have you. But there's a space here. Not a failure point, not something you should feel, but something you feel as an invitation to a meeting place, as holy ground. Take your shoes off. Come here. A place to taste and see his goodness, because maybe as you go, I need you, what you feel, what still lives in your body is that you felt like an inconvenience to someone else's needs, to someone else's plan, to someone else's agenda. And so you kind of go like, I need you. I know, I'm so sorry. Sorry to need something. And he says, come here. I love you. Meeting ground. So as we walk from I need you, God, I want you. Say it like I've walked with it. If it doesn't feel like it hasn't married to God, if it marries right now best in your heart to love, that's what he is. So it's okay to say, I need love. I want to be held in love. I feel so alone. Would you be with me? Oh, I need love. I need help. I need support. Don't rush past that place. Whatever rises to you, come to him. Experience again and again, not all in one moment. Maybe not full embodied revelation today, but an intimate relationship, face to face, over and over. Freedom. If you sense nothing in this space, when we walk through this, if something rises and you're longing to meet God face to face and you sense nothing, the first invitation I give you is to take my picture that this is how he is with me right now. Oh God, I need you. Oh, I did it again. I blew it again. I was so angry. I'm trying so hard. Thank goodness for Paul. Can you feel that here? I keep doing what I don't want to do, and I won't do what I want to do. Like, hey, we're in good company. Thank goodness he wrote that here, because it's where I find myself. I just keep doing it. Tell myself to be patient and loving. Oh, great. You just gave me a new job. I'm supposed to reflect. I'm supposed to guide point back to God. Awesome. I'm failing at it daily with my children. I know what I'm supposed to do. I can't do it. And God brings me really close. And he says, I know. Hey, Sarah, I'm not worried about you. Man, can you feel that? Have you ever looked in someone's eyes who's not worried about you? Sometimes he says it this way. Hey, I remember your dust. And I take a deep breath and I'm like, oh, I need you. He's like, I'm so thankful you need me. That was your design. Thank you for coming, knowing where to come when you need someone. My second invitation is I'm going to invite the ministry team up and the worship team. And I just want to say that in this conversation around tasting and seeing the goodness of God, that Yeah, he'll meet you face to face, just you and him in your seat. I believe he's sitting with you. I believe he's as close as your hand is. He's inside your breath. He says that. That's not my idea. But he gave us a body. So if it would feel like love to get wrapped in a hug and held, taste and see his goodness that way. If there's someone near you, and it would feel like love in that space where you say, oh, there's a gap here between what's true and what I've tasted and seen, what I've experienced. There's been real impact, human impact on my life. God is surely there, but it can be holy to invite another there too. So would you be here with me, with God? Would you remind me in your words? Will you be his mouthpiece? Will you be his hands? Will you hug me? Will you be warm with me? Will you teach me something I didn't learn or I've forgotten? So freedom to pull someone into this space. I would say I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable or safe. Whatever posture feels right to your body. If you want to stand and you want your arms out or you want to sit, there is no right or wrong here. I'm just going to slowly on purpose, just walk us in this breath prayer. I need you, God. Listen to what rises in your emotions. What's the message here? If you feel numb or disconnected, that's information. It's important information. Meet him in the muted tones inside you. And then you make this confession of faith. For some, it might feel like a giant leap. Maybe it comes in a whisper, maybe quietly said on your inside. Oh, I have you, God. Maybe that's where the information rises. You recognize resistance or an inability to believe that you have him. He meets you there. Not get in line, not believe already. Come close. Confess it again. I need you, God. I can't do this alone. Oh, you hold me, God. We say it in faith. Oh, I'm held by you, God. I'm held in love. I want to know that in my body. I want to know that like I know spring is coming and winter. Would you teach me? Would you take me by the hand and would you walk with me? I want you, God. I'm longing for you. God, I want love. I want to be held by it. I want to know it. And then in faith, you are with me, God. You're not preaching at yourself. You're encouraging yourself into reality. You're recognizing what comes up in you, where he waits for you. Not shocked or surprised. Longing to meet you face to face. I'm going to walk through one more time. I just invite the ministry team up here. If anyone wants someone with them in God, just freedom. I need you, God. The work feels heavy. The hiddenness is crushing me. The do it again has got me in deep discouragement. I need you, God. I have you, God. You are with me. I want you, God. I've been held by a lot of things, pressure, criticism, gentleness, kindness, freedom, love, grace, grit. Oh, I want you, God. I want to taste and see what it means to be made in love and for love. Oh, I have you, God. The invitation is to meet him in whatever space was opened up in you, whatever room that your soul is in. He says, pay attention, listen, come close. Pay attention, listen. Listen to what's coming up in you. Come close to me, that your soul will live.